Well, that was a stressful few minutes, Nick. I went and got a haircut real quick. I moved.
You moved.
So sorry, Scully, that it took like 17 minutes. It needed to be quick, but we woke up the Englishman, as Scully said. Scully's cashing in his title shot. Nick, welcome to the match. We're doing this. This is happening, and it's in the middle of the tournament, and I love it. It's amazing. Joe and Scully, again, we just saw it earlier this year. Joe won his belt, then defended against Albert, and now he's playing Scully again. Scully just lost in the tournament to Coho, but then had some anger and decided to cash in his title shot that he won earlier this year, and we're here for it. What do you think?
I'm pumped, Tim. It's been a heck of a year. Scully starting off strong, winning the last one standing, which allowed him to get here today, and then Joe winning the belt. These are two titans of the game right now, and this is the third time they're meeting. Scully won the first one in the tournament last year. Joe won the second one in the title match. This is round 3. Scully obviously tried to win the tournament to get back to Joe. Saw an earlier exit than probably most people were expecting, losing to Coho about 20 minutes ago. So he said, screw that, skip the line, I want Joe now. I'm excited.
Yeah. All right. So let's get into it right now, starting with the promos.
I think this was a great decision. I like that we woke him up in the middle of the night. I don't know. I feel like that might be an advantage. I don't know. We were talking about it like in the 17 minutes in between that we were doing this from the last thing. And we were talking about how this is, I guess we could call this the third war with the British. And we've won 2, technically 2-0, America versus England. Let's make it 3. So I think this is your belt. He's just holding on to it. We live here. He's just squatting here, to quote a specific movie. So
yeah, I mean, look, last time I played you, I went on to play for a belt. I figured no matter what would happen, I'd do it again. Yeah. But what's funny, recently found out I'm actually related to Patrick Henry. The revolutionary guy. And to paraphrase my ancestor, give me my belt or give me death. Let's do it.
Specifically death to you. Let's play.
Well, thanks for waking me up. Is it me or is it a bit bright in here? Usually it's not as bright in here. What? I know it is. Let me just move it. Sorry, my lamp was reflecting off all the gold on all the belts I have at the moment. Apart from that, everything's fine. This should be fun. Scully. It's always nervous when you play Scully. He's been just a force in this league. But you look at this year. He did win last one standing. And he did beat Mark. Then he lost to me. And then I believe he lost to Coho. I didn't win the last one standing. But then I won the 5-way. And then I beat Scully. And then as Wookiee, we beat Dummies and Guns and Ships and Duel of the Fates. And then I beat Albert. Maybe you should have waited. Just give it a little bit of time. I'm keeping my belt. And if not, I'll come back for it. But I'm keeping it.
Nick, what do you think of the promos?
I thought they were good. Very excited. I like both the mindsets these two people are in. Especially Joe for having just been woken up a couple minutes ago. He seems more awake than that would suffice. Tim, one thing we forgot to say, I just think it's very cool because I just want to make sure everyone understands the implications here. This whole tournament's been going on. Everyone's been playing. All 16 people have been assuming they are going to be playing Joe at the end. Yeah. That's what they've all been playing for. This match literally means they could be playing Scully. So from here going forward, everyone else's chances in the tournament, that could all change. The implications of this are insane. Tim, take it away.
Yeah. So let's get into round number 1. Nick, take it away.
I have a feeling you were going to do that. Okay. Round number 1 is going to work like this. There's going to be 10 questions in the realm of Fandom fights. Each player will have 15 seconds to write down the answer. At the end of 15 seconds, we will say pens down. You'll then reveal your answer and say it aloud. Each correct answer will be worth 1 point apiece, and should any individual player get all 10 questions correct from round number 1, they would receive a bonus question. Each player will have 4 repeats, 1 challenge for the entirety of the match that will last 5 rounds. Players, any questions as we get into round number 1?
Okay, let's do it.
title match time. Your first question will come in the category of fandom quotes. Your question is, which YA character said the quote, "I know this because I'm a cop. I know things, like how to hunt someone to the ends of the earth, and I know how to use a gun"?
So you were in my dream the other night. I had a dream that someone was talking about a certain film that you love very much.
Okay.
Directed by Frank Darabont. And in this dream, somebody said it was a bad film and you were very upset. 5, 4.
That means that happened in another universe.
1, pens down. True, coming to fandom. Let's go to Scully.
Charlie Swan.
And Joe.
Charlie Swan.
Both correct. So 1-1. Let's get into the next question, which is going to be in the category of Star Trek. What is the only charge against Kirk that sticks, causing him to be demoted to captain at the end of Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home? We will take a somewhat general answer.
Somewhat general answer.
Maggie has rolled her eyes because she is currently in the middle of a binge of How I Met Your
Mother.
Oh, yeah.
4.
Why would she be rolling? She should be like, "Oh, sick reference, Nick."
Pens down. Let's go to Joe.
Disobeying orders.
And Scully.
Sorry. Disobeying a superior officer.
We can accept both of those answers. I think that's literally what we have in the doc is disobeying orders of a superior officer. So, perfect. All right, 2-2. What's next?
Your next question will come in the category of the Worlds of DC. The question is, which Worlds of DC film features a villain being defeated after being electrocuted underwater?
That would not be fun.
What? How do you know?
I've had fun, and this ain't it.
Oh, okay.
This match?
That's
yes,
not where I thought
fun.
you were. Okay, yeah, you're right. You're right.
5, 4.
That's not what I thought you were going to say, but sound logic.
Pens down. Let's go to Scully.
Wonder Woman 1984.
And Joe.
Wonder Woman, 1984.
Both are correct. 3-3 as we get into your next question in the category of Mission Impossible. Who plays Agent Hanaway, who dies at the beginning of Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol? Not to be confused with Weekend at Bernie's. Different film.
Weekend at Bernie's.
That's just him.
I actually just watched that for the first time recently.
Weekend at Bernie's?
Yeah.
Really?
I don't know why. It was there. I was like, yeah, sure.
Pens down. Let's go to Joe.
Hey, Freckles. Josh Holloway.
And a Scully.
Josh Holloway.
Both are correct. 4-4.
All right, your next question will come in the category of the MCU. Who is the only other character we see try to hold Thor's hammer during the fight on the ship in Africa in Avengers Age of Ultron?
One of my favorite jokes of all time is still Avengers, roughly 1 week of Ultron.
Oh, yeah, that is pretty good. That's a good one.
I think that's the best honest trailer ever. Like, there's jokes in that honest trailer that make me laugh so hard. 5.
That's fair.
3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Scully.
Quicksilver.
And Joe.
Quicksilver.
Both are correct. All right, your next question is going to be in the category of Marvel. In Blade, it is revealed that which of Blade's family members is working with Frost? Yeah, they do like the whole, like, when a terrorist attacked Iron Man, the Avengers didn't assemble. When Hydra came out of nowhere, the Avengers didn't assemble. When a Hydra base might be hiding something, the Avengers are assembling. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Joe.
Mother!
And Thomas.
The worst part of this movie. Mother.
I would agree with that. 6-6. Staying tied up. What's next?
Your next question will come in the category of Planet of the Apes. Which Apes film features an antagonist killing themselves by drinking what appeared to be a bottle of poison? No, it's not. I thought you might have. Is that? Kind of. My body would say it is after the past week.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Repeat the question.
All right, it's going to be Scully's first repeat.
The question again. Which Apes film features an antagonist killing themselves by drinking what appeared to be a bottle of poison?
Yeah, we went to a wedding last night and then a Brewer game today. I've ingested a lot of alcohol. I got a little wine drunk actually last night.
That's always a fun time.
Yeah, it was. I drank some Cabernet. Had a good time.
Just usually a little
bit
night in my a wine drunk kind of night.
3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's start with Scully
I said Planet of the Apes 2001.
and Joe.
Beneath the Planet of the Apes.
Beneath is correct. So Joe will take a 1-point lead, striking first, 7-6, as we get into the next question, which is going to be in Star Wars. At the beginning of A New Hope, one of the rebels claims that their ship is a consular ship. Darth Vader asks that if that's the case, then where is what? Sorry, I stumbled all over that.
You did it. Everyone knows what you meant.
I think so. Considering that when I came back from looking at the question, they were done writing, I think they got where I was going.
Yeah, I think they figured it out, yeah.
4,
Always tough when you put 2 sentences in a question.
1. Pens down. Let's go to Joe.
The Ambassador.
And Scully.
Ambassador.
Ambassador is correct. 8-7. What is next, Nick?
The penultimate question will be in the category of scores and soundtracks. The question is, who composed the score for Jungle Cruise? If you had to go on a cruise, would you want to be in the jungle, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense, or like on the ocean?
Well, I'm afraid of the ocean. We've talked about this many times.
Right, but how do you take a cruise in the jungle? It's all trees.
5,
The boat would just
4,
sit there.
3, 2.
Repeat the question, please.
All right, that's going to be Joe's first repeat.
All right, the question again. Who composed the score for Jungle Cruise?
Have you ever been on a cruise? I've never been.
I'm a big cruise guy.
I would like to go on the Disney cruise because, I'm a punk bitch. But
Went on that one when I was younger. It was a good
good
time.
time.
Yep, they had unlimited chicken fingers.
Can I get drunk with Mickey Mouse?
Maybe. I went on a more adult cruise later where the chicken finger stand was essentially a bar.
3, 2, 1. Pens down, but I do like chicken fingers. Let's go to Scully
Said Patrick Doyle.
and Joe.
James Newton Howard.
James Newton Howard is correct. So Joe remains perfect as we get into the final.
Oh, I had Silvestri till that repeat.
So the final question is going to be in the category of Alien versus Predator. Besides Bishop, name the other 3 people who survive and enter hypersleep at the end of Aliens. A good movie. Aliens. Is that what you were trying to?
Yeah.
That's also the noise the aliens make. I think. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Joe will go to you.
Newt, Hicks, and Ripley.
And Scully.
I forgot about Hicks. I just said Newton and Ripley.
Joe is correct for the perfect round. 10 points to Scully, 7. So we are going to get into the bonus question. Joe, this is for you. Only for you. So, Joe, your question. Name all 3 Fandom films that feature a fight on or while crossing the Golden Gate Bridge.
Rise of the Planet of the Apes. A View to a Kill. X-Men: The Last Stand.
And that is correct for the bonus point. So,
That's
Joe,
the first one I've ever got.
Joe bringing the perfect round in, 11 points to Scully's 7. Is that what you have, Nick?
That's what I have, Tim.
All right, so we're going to get into round number 2. How does that work, Nick?
Round number 2 is going to work like this. It is the wheel round. We have a wheel with 10 fandom categories on it, without spinners and opponent's choice per request of the champion. Each player will get a spin at the wheel. If they like what they spin the first time, they can keep it. If not, they can choose to spin again, but they will be forced to keep what they spin the second time. They'll get 5 questions in the chosen category, each worth 2 points apiece, unless they'd like to check down to multiple choice, in which case it will only be worth 1. And be on the lookout as stealing is available in round number 2. Tim, what's on the wheel?
On the wheel today is the following. We've got MCU, Worlds of DC, DC, YA, Middle Earth, Star Trek, James Bond, DreamWorks Animation, Disney Animation, and scores and soundtracks. So, Joe, you are in the lead. Would you like to spin first or defer?
I'll do the usual and spin first, please.
All right. This is going to be your spin. And it lands on Disney Animation. Would you like to keep that or spin again?
It's a good wheel. I think I can afford to fish. I think my manager, who's in the background somewhere, but unavailable, would agree. Please spin again.
All right. This is going to be what you are stuck with. And it lands on YA.
Okay.
So, Nick, you want to go ahead and give Joe his questions in the category of YA?
Gladly, Joe. Are you prepared for your questions in the category of YA?
I am.
Your first question. Which YA film features a character getting struck by lightning while trying to run into a building?
The Maze Runner, The Scorched Trials.
That is correct for 2 points. Your second question. Who plays Max, the leader of Dauntless, in all 3 films in the Divergent series?
Mekhi Phifer.
That is correct for 2 points. Your third question. Which U.S. city does Bella move to Forks from at the beginning of Twilight?
I have to put my tongue. Multiple choice, please.
Okay. Your multiple choice options is A, Los Angeles, B, New Orleans, C, Phoenix, D, Portland.
Phoenix. I was about to say final answer.
Phoenix is correct.
Old habits.
That's fair. All right, Joe, your penultimate question. How does Haymitch refer to the opening few seconds of the games where everyone tries to get supplies from the cornucopia, which he tells her to run away from in the Hunger Games?
Ooh. Yeah, we'll go multiple choice on that.
Okay,
Please.
your multiple choice options is A, Bloodbath, B, Massacre, C, Death Bowl, D, Killer's Delight.
Bloodbath.
That is correct for 1 point. And Joe, your final question. What animal does Triss see in her sim when Tori administers her aptitude test at the beginning of Divergent?
A dog.
Dog is correct for 2 more points and a clean sweep of YA.
All right. So, Joe gets his total up to 19. Is that what you have, Nick?
Yep.
All right. So, we're going to bring in Mr. Coho and the wheel for Scully. Scully, this is going to be your spin. And it lands on Worlds of DC. Would you like to keep that or spin again?
I mean, this is a great wheel. So if you want to spin again,
It is a great wheel. I mean, and that's the one I really haven't binged recently.
then spin
so
again. I'd spin again.
I'm okay. Yeah, I say we spin again.
Yeah, spin again.
So
Okay.
spin again.
This is what you are going to be stuck with. And it lands on scores and soundtrack.
Money. All right, you're good.
Let's do it.
All right, Scully, I'll be giving you your questions in scores and soundtracks. Are you ready, sir?
Let's do it.
Your first question. Regina Spektor wrote the song The Call for what Disney live-action film?
Chronicles of Narnia, Prince Caspian.
Yeah, that's
Shout out to Cameron Holtzman.
laughing at me as I read the question.
Sorry, we bond over.
I know, you're good. All right, your next question. How many films in the X-Men universe were composed by John Ottman? Five. Four.
3.
That is correct for 2 points. Your next question. Who composed the score for Alien Resurrection?
Oh, that's shit. Give me multiple.
All right. Your options are A, Jed Clabin, B, Harry Gregson Williams, C, James Horner, or D, John Frizzell.
John Frizzell.
That is correct for 1 point. Your next question. John Mayer and Chuck Berry sing 2 different versions of what song for the film Cars?
Route 66.
That is correct for 2 points. And your final question in the category of scores and soundtracks. Marco Beltrami has a composing credit on which film in the Halloween series?
How do I say this? Halloween H20.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
correct. Yeah.
I didn't know if H2O would be accepted.
H2O, 20 years later, whatever you got. Yeah, that's correct.
It's a tough match. I just gotta.
No, you're good. And so
I wouldn't have challenged as long as either H2 and a 0 were there, whether it's 2
yeah.
I'm not challenging that. I'm not that guy ever.
Like H2O, H20. Which is it?
If you can look at the title without anyone having ever told you what the name of the movie is, and you say what you would read, yes. That's
So Scully gets his total up to 16 to Joe's 19. I believe we're where we were.
No, you're wrong, Tim.
Am I wrong?
You are wrong because now Joe has 19 and Scully has 16.
Oh, got it. Okay, so we're gonna go into round number 3. Nick, how does round number 3 work?
Round number 3 is going to work like this. It is the filmography round. We have 3 questions for each competitor, based at a 1, 2, and 3 point value. We have given 2 clues pointing to a particular actor or actress. The players will have 15 seconds to answer the question based on the clues given. That's pretty much it. Any questions? We got round 3.
You're not used to reading that a lot.
Never do round 3. Nope, Tim always does it.
The worst thing is, the highest this can go after this is 22-19.
Tough.
Sorry.
Ugh. Joe, you can get 1 more point in YA. Come on, man.
So, Joe, you are in the lead. Would you like your questions from set 1 or set 2?
Set 2, please.
Okay, so Scully, we're going to start with you. Nick is going to give you your questions in set 1. So, Nick, you want to go ahead and start with Scully?
Gladly. Thomas Scully, are you prepared for your 1 point question?
Let's do it.
Right, it is. Who plays a Disney animated explorer and a DreamWorks rooster?
Mel Gibson.
That is correct for 1 point.
It's really stand-up guy.
You know. Anyway, your second question, 2 points. Who plays a Star Wars dad and a Worlds of DC dad?
Five, 4, 3, 2.
Repeat the question.
Okay, that's your second repeat.
Question again. Who plays a Star Wars dad and a Worlds of DC dad?
Five, 4, 3, 2.
Repeat.
All right, that's your third repeat.
All right, the question again. Who plays a Star Wars dad and a Worlds of DC dad?
Tamara Morrison. There we go.
That is correct. For 2.
It took way too long. Oh boy.
That's a tie game too, Nick.
It is indeed a tie game. All right, Scully, your 3 point question. Who plays a Wizarding World wizard and a Pixar secret agent?
5, 4, 3,
Uh,
2.
Michael Caine. I'm not going to use that last repeat.
That is unfortunately incorrect. We were looking for Jason Isaacs.
Jason. Yep.
All right. So, Nick, if I'm not mistaken, we are all tied up as we go into Joe's turn in filmography. Scully has 1 repeat remaining. Joe has 3. Joe, are you prepared for your questions?
Maybe.
All right. Joe, your first question. Who plays an MCU multi-dimensional villain and a Disney live-action sorcerer?
Alfred Molina.
That is correct for 1 point. Your 2-point question. Who plays a victim of a predator and a YA rebellion leader?
Walton Goggins.
That is correct for 2 points. And your 3-point question, Joe. Who plays a Marvel villain masquerading as a good guy and a DC villain masquerading as a good guy? Five, 4, 3, 2.
Repeat the question, please.
All right, that's going to be your second repeat. Who plays a Marvel villain masquerading as a good guy and a DC villain masquerading as a good guy? Five, 4, 3, 2.
Michael Fassbender.
It's unfortunately incorrect. We were looking for Matthew Good, Watchmen and The King's Man. So, Nick, I believe with that, Joe, 2 repeats remaining, Scully 1, and Joe is up 3 points, 22-19.
Correct.
It's close.
Predictions. So let's get into round 4. It's the deep cut round. Nick, how does this work?
Round number 4. It's going to work like this. It is the deep cut round, as Tim just said. We have 8 films on a wheel representing 8 different fandom categories. Each film was chosen by one of the players. We have written 5 questions from each film at a deep cut level. We will spin the wheel 5 times. Whichever film it lands on, a question will be asked about. Each correct answer will be worth 2 points. Any questions as we get in round number 4?
Well, good.
Let's do it.
All right, then the films on the wheel today are No Time to Die, Star Trek, Muppet Treasure Island, Mission Impossible, Rogue Nation, Captain America, The First Avenger, Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, Toy Story, and Deadpool. So, gentlemen, this will be the first spin. And it lands on Muppet Treasure Island. So, Nick, I'm sorry, I will read that question.
Okay.
So, you're afraid of the Muppets. You shouldn't get to read it.
Damn, they scare me.
All right, gentlemen, your question in Muppet Treasure Island. What is the name Squire has given to his thumb?
I've only seen this film once, Tim. Don't remember the part you're referencing, but it sounds stupid.
Fair. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Joe.
Mr. Bimbo.
And Scully.
Mr. Bimbo.
That is correct for 2 points apiece. All right. We will bring back the wheel for the next bit. Your next question, gentlemen, is going to be coming from Captain America, The First Avenger.
Nice.
Alrighty, your question. Captain America, The First Avenger. Name 3 of the 4 cities we see flash on the screen during the USO tour montage of Steve knocking out Hitler.
He fought Hitler.
You said 3, correct?
You would need to use a repeat.
Shit.
Yeah, we extra times allowed. It's like we have things.
Yeah. So.
Give me a repeat. I can't remember the number of cities.
Alrighty. That is your final repeat. The question again. Name 3 of the 4 cities we see flash on the screen during the USO Tour montage of Steve knocking out Hitler.
Thomas Scully now out of repeats.
Correct.
That worked so well for me last time.
Making my editing job very hard. They get extra time. That's usually what you do when you want me to start counting down. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. All right, we are going to start with Scully.
Buffalo, Milwaukee, New York City.
Milwaukee. Let's go to Joe.
Buffalo, Milwaukee, Philadelphia.
So I believe we can only accept Joe's answer. The options were Buffalo, Milwaukee, Philadelphia, and Chicago.
Can I get Coho in here, please?
Yes, you can.
Suburb.
Oh, I'm pretty sure they also flashed New York City on there at the very end after those 4 cities flashed on screen.
If you're confident, I don't see why we can't use the challenge right now. I feel like that was one also, but I have deep cutted it. So.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to use my challenge here to say that New York City was one of the ones that were flashed on screen.
All right, we'll be right back after this challenge. All right, we're back from the challenge, and Scully is correct. New York is also one of them. So Scully will get those 2 points, making it Joe with 26 to Scully's 23 as we get into the third spin of the deep cut wheel. So we'll bring back that wheel and the spin. And it's going to land on Muppet Treasure Island ever so slightly. So
we're never going to get one where it's not where something doesn't repeat.
All right. Your question in Muppet Treasure Island. During roll call, who gets called after Long John Silver?
So long as we never have to deep cut chicken run again, I'm feeling proud.
I am making my return to go to the title just to put this to put chicken run on the wheel. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Joe.
Short stack Stevens.
And Scully.
Short stack Stevens.
Both are correct. So
There was a longer one you could have.
2 points apiece. We'll get into the next spin. Gentlemen, your question is going to come from Captain America, the First Avenger.
Let's go.
All right, Nick, what is the question in Captain America?
Your question to Captain America. What is the name of the ride at Coney Island that Bucky made Steve ride when they were younger, causing him to throw up?
Last time you threw up, when was it?
Pretty recent.
Yesterday. Mine was last week, so I got you. I got you, bud. Bucky was very concerned. Oh, whoa, Bucky. Get it? 5, 4,
yeah, no.
3,
we said
2,
his name.
1. Scully, we'll go to you.
The Cyclone.
And Joe.
Yeah, not it.
Cyclone is correct. So Scully gains onto Joe a little bit. It's now a 1-point game. 28 to 27. I had to do some math there. So we're going to bring up the wheel again for the final spin here of the deep cut round.
Maybe we should just ask Muppet Treasure Island, or
it's Captain America, the First Avenger.
Skip the wheel, or
it's Captain America, the First Avenger.
Oh, it's frozen. Oh, it actually is. Okay, great.
No, I spun it.
No, we see it. We saw it.
I see it. We're good. We're good.
It was really slow.
Now we see it.
Oh, I must have frozen up. But yeah, no, it's Captain America. So, your final question in Captain America, the First Avenger. What code is called when Steve breaks out of the SHIELD fake room he wakes up in New York?
Don't you love that you're studying for a title match and you watch 8 deep cut movies. Turns out you only need to watch 2.
That's because WheelDecide.com decided to fuck you. Fuck.
I wrote down all those joke credits for Deadpool for
Yeah.
Oh, fucking same.
Let's go to Joe
13.
and Scully.
Code 13.
13 is correct. So Joe is in the lead with 30, but Scully is right behind with 29. 1 point game going into the final round. Nick, how does the round 5 work?
Round 5 is going to work like this. It is the normal round 3, the betting round. We have 5 more questions in the realm of fandom fights. Once the players hear the category, they can bet anywhere between 0 and 2 points. If they get the question correct, they will gain those points. If they get the question incorrect, they will lose those points. We will play until someone is mathematically eliminated or we have reached the end of the match. Players, any questions as we get into round 5?
Let's do it.
Right?
Well, the first category you can bet points on is it's my favorite. It's James Bond. Let's get bets starting with Joe.
2.
I'm shook. Scully.
2.
Equally shook. Okay, here is your question in the category of Jimmy B. Bond catches Goldfinger in Miami cheating at what card game in Goldfinger? I do a thing now during the betting round where I just like write the number on my board instead of the tallies because it's a lot easier to keep track of that now. So
Smart.
yeah, instead of trying to erase shit. 5, 4. You motherfucker. 2, 1. Pens down. I don't think you were. Let's go to Joe
Gin rummy.
and Scully.
Nope, I said blackjack.
Gin rummy is correct. So Joe will go up to 32. Scully down to 27. It is now a 5-point game as we get into the next category, which is what, Nick?
It is the category of Disney animation.
Can't
Let's
say
get that starting with Scully.
2.
And
0.
okay, Nick, what is the question?
Question is, which Disney animated film features a wealthy character who falls to the brink of bankruptcy, causing his friend to volunteer as his bookkeeper so that he may try and keep his estate?
Would you do that for me?
No.
I wouldn't do it for myself either.
That's a lot.
It's a lot of work.
That's why you moved. That's how you lost in the last place.
Yes.
Do it.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll start with Joe, who bet 0.
Good bet. Joe blank.
And Scully.
The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad.
It is the Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad. So
My manager would kill me.
2 points back. It is now 32 to 29, a 3-point game as we get into the next category, which is going to be the MCU. Let's get bets starting with Joe
2.
and Scully.
2.
All right, your question. Max, you take it away, Nick. Go ahead.
Your question. Maximiliano Hernandez plays which recurring MCU character?
I was about to butcher that.
I was sitting here and I was like, does Tim got this?
I knew what the question was, and I was like looking at it, and I was like, yeah. But then, the moment it tried to come out of my mouth, it was like, oh, no. 5,
It happens.
4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll go to Joe
Agent Sitwell.
and Scully.
Jasper Sitwell.
Jasper Sitwell, Agent Sitwell. We can accept both. So Joe goes up to 34, Scully up to 31 as we get into the penultimate question of the round, which is in what category, Nick?
Category of horror icons.
You've got to be kidding me.
Let's get back, starting with Scully
2.
and Joe.
0.
All right, here's the situation. If Scully hits this, we will move on to the final question of the match. If Scully misses, Joe will retain the belt and the championship. So, Nick, what is the question in horror icons?
Question is, in Wes Craven's New Nightmare, Dylan tries to reach God at what type of location?
God on high, hear my prayer.
Oh, I'm thinking of
this movie, right?
Yeah, but I was thinking of X-Men Apocalypse.
Shoot that.
On a day-to-day basis.
Heads down, Joe. We'll go to you for stats.
Should have been more confident. I think it's playground.
And Scully.
It is a playground.
And we are moving on to the final question of the match, 34-33. So, gentlemen, the category that you will be able to bet points on is going to be Mission Impossible. Let's get bet starting with Joe.
2.
And Scully.
This is it, 2.
All right, we will have a winner after this question, gentlemen. Here it is. How specifically does Musgrave give Ethan the location of the rabbit's foot without being noticed while Ethan is being held prisoner at IMF in Mission Impossible 3? Your tongue hurts
Yeah, but also
because of chicken.
Yeah.
What kind of chicken was it? What were you doing?
Like chicken tenders. It was at a bar. It was late at night, and I was like, I'm kind of hungry. So
How late at night are you trying to eat these? 5,
very late at night. I was
4,
hungry.
3, 2, 1. Pens down. We are going to start with Thomas Scully
Said whispers to him in his ear.
and Joe.
He mouths the words and Ethan reads his lips.
And your winner, and still Fandom Fights champion, Joe Farrelly. Joe was correct. Mouths the words to him. Ethan reads the lips. That is correct. So a final score, Nick, of 36-31. Very close game all the way through. Scully never let up the whole time, bringing it down to the final question yet again. What a match. What'd you think?
It was great. It was very good. The last 2 times these two have played, I believe it was a 1-point game going into the final question. The first time, it was Joe won his belt by 1 point, and we were 1 point going into the final question this time as well, which just shows you how evenly matched these two competitors are, as proven by the match today. Joe had a bit of a lead. Scully missed some stuff in round 3, but he kept his head on. He was able to come back in round 4 and in round 5 to make it a very tight, very close match. And yeah, Joe just got his second defense, and he's got another one coming up in a couple of weeks now.
Yeah, the dude, I think, missed 2 questions the whole match. So that's just like gross. 3?
Yes.
Questions? Yeah. But still, it's stupid. But Scully playing really, really great all the way through. So we are going to start post-match interviews, starting with Scully. Take it away, Nick.
Mr. Scully. Another close one against Joe. I know the tournament didn't go the way you wanted. I'm sure today didn't go the way you wanted, but it was still a great move. It was a great move. I think anyone would have encouraged you to do. You caught Joe off his on his heels, on his toes, whatever the phraseology is. You played very smart, very strategically in using your last one standing cash in. You took him to the brink. And he's proving to be a very good champion, and you're proving to be equally as good of a player as him, even if you didn't come out with the win today. You will have another chance, but what are your thoughts on how this tournament and how today has gone?
It's like, I don't know. I could use like any one of the Deadpool deep cuts I wrote down to categorize how I feel. But I won't, because there's kids watching. I hope not. But yeah,
No, there's not.
There's not. Anyway, it felt like a sandpaper dildo. That's how it felt. But yeah, it's not great. Not great. I don't know. I just feel like I just keep letting my faction down, people down.
That's not true. That's not true.
It's just. I don't even know what to say at this point. I mean, this is like. I really have nothing else to say. I'll be honest.
I understand, but listen, Thomas Scully, you are the second ever double-belted Fandom champion. You've held both belts. A lot of people can't say they've done that. You've been on a bit of an unlucky streak, but even then, you've made it back to title matches again and again and again, showing how high of a level of competition you are still playing, even a year and some change after you won the belt. You're still playing at that level of competition. Joe said it in the promo that playing Thomas Scully is always a difficult task and always one that makes you nervous, and that will be true forever. no matter what happens. Coho, what are some of your thoughts?
First of all, he's not letting us down. He couldn't let us down. That's not a thing that's physically possible for Thomas Scully to do. Every single person in our faction rallies around Scully, win or lose. And every performance is something to look up to. Even this one. This is better than a lot of people can say that they've done. We got back within a point. Like I think we played a really good game. It just in title matches and Fandom, it's a game of inches. We gave up a few too many inches today. That's all there was to it. But like you said, he'll have another shot. We'll come back and get it on the next one. That's how it works. If we don't get it on this one, we'll get it on the next one. That's how it goes.
Sounds good.
I would like
he's
a champion
just
I'd
squatting
play
here still.
to miss more than 2 questions in a whole match. I had enough of it with you two. Now I got to deal with different Joe.
All I'll say is I'll reiterate what I said before. Joe, you may have just renewed the lease a little bit longer, but you're renting. You're renting our space. We'll be back.
Sounds great, gentlemen. We'll see you later. Coho, good luck going forward in the tournament, as that also just happened. But we'll bring in the winner today and still champion, getting in probably unexpected second defense, Joe Farrelly. Joe, you missed 3 questions all day. Top-notch stuff. Did you say it was your first perfect round?
My first true. I got one once, but I didn't hit the bonus.
I will double-check you on that, but I believe you, sir. That's incredible. You're playing great, especially for someone who was caught off guard. You were expecting to play at the end of the tournament, and then this got thrown at you, and you handled it with grace and style. And you did a great job defending your belt, sir. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, for me, the true perfect was a real achievement because in my opinion, that's the sort of level you have to play to beat a player of Thomas Scully's caliber. Round 2. So beforehand, Dave and I discussed what would come up, and YA was that one that wasn't Geek or Bond that I was like, I'm all right. Again, I had to multiple a couple of times, but I knew with the 4-point lead I had that I could, as long as I didn't miss, I could multiple choice 4 of them and still be level. So, and yeah, that scores and soundtracks round he played was phenomenal, really phenomenal. The filmography won that 3-pointer was just, yeah.
That was one of my favorites I've ever read.
It was a really, and sort of benefited me that both the 3s were very difficult. We both missed those. I always miss a deep cut every time, even though there's only 2 movies to pay attention to. But I think the once again, the first question, round 5, is what really makes that difference because it allows me to bet those 2 zeros that I do, even though I hit the horror icons one. It was just a bit of bad luck on the horror icons thing. It's only 2 days ago we got Paramount Plus over here where they've got like 7 of the Friday the 13th.
Oh, nice.
Didn't have access to them otherwise. I had the Nightmare box set. Halloween's are all on Netflix, but not the Friday. So I was like, yeah, let's just play it safe on that one.
Very fair.
Yeah, I think the Bond one was did it in the end. Bond saves my house again. Bond saving the Brits, and but yeah, Scully once again was phenomenal. It was the round 1 that really makes the difference. Everything else, it was neck and neck the whole way through, and right, round 2, I think he outscores me as well. Yeah, he cuts that lead down. So,
absolutely. Joe, you did a great job defending your belt against a worthy opponent in Thomas Scully. You now will have to defend it again soon, since you weren't really expecting to have to defend it now. You'll be defending it against all the people left in the tournament, which, as of today, is let me.
What a lot of people.
It's actually only about 5 now. It's either going to be Caleb Coho, Tyler Birch, Robert Kastner, Javi Madden, or Brittany Tapley. Those are your 5 options. They're all coming for you. Maybe this will get you more ready to play another title match, or maybe it'll tire you out. I think either way, you're going to be able to figure out how to do that. Is there any one of those 5 you think you'll be seeing come out?
I mean, 2 of them are my faction mates, and Brittany and Tyler have been absolutely phenomenal. It would be, I think, a really great achievement for them to get through a tournament. One of them, we can't have 2, and do it. But that would be the dream. But also, let's just give a little bit of hand to Javi Madden, because I've only been able to see the 1 match so far of his, and I thought he was absolutely phenomenal. So that would be that would be the Cinderella story, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, Brittany or Tyler for me, because study with them. They're the ones that get me to this level, to play at this level. So it'd be fantastic to come up against them and put David in an awkward position of having to manage everyone.
Very true. Well, Joe, congratulations on the unexpected defense. That's 2 now. Congratulations, and we will see you back to defend again at the end of the tournament. So, Tim, put a bow on it. What a day it's been. And we still got another match later.
Yes, we do. Sorry. Yes. Fantastic match. Yeah, I think that knowing the people on this call, Scully's probably hanging his head, and I think he shouldn't. I think he did a great job. I would have, if it were me, I would have done exactly what he did, cashing in when in the way that he did. I think it was a smart move. And Joe just, happened to hit those couple more questions, and that's just how it goes. Like, I've been there. We've all been there, except for maybe Nick. So we okay, fine, maybe. But we get it. But Joe, there's no understating, played fantastic. Missing only 3 questions is nuts. Scully's played at that level. You've played at that level. It's just it's a disgusting thing to be able to do. So I'm interested to see what happens when we get to the end of this tournament now, because it's going to be kind of crazy when listing off those names that are still here. So that's going to do it for us. So thank you for watching this, and tune in later today for, I believe, Robert Kastner is playing Tyler Birch later tonight. So you'll be able to see that later tonight. So thank you for watching this. We'll see you real soon with that. Until then.
We are so glad you came. Bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye now. Bye. Bye-bye.
And again, that's the hero gig. Part of the journey is the end.
Goodbye, old friend.
Kitty has to go.